aerosols rely on artificial propellants, Febreze uses a 100% natural propellant. Check it out. Pressure created by what's in your air makes the bottle spray, which means freshness everyone will love. Febreze.
We can't make you leave your acne alone, but we can help get rid of the spots that your acne left behind. Different Dark Spot Correcting Serum has the maximum strength dark spot fading power you can get without a prescription. Do things different.
Hey, do not miss the premiere of Secret Celebrity Renovation tomorrow on CBS.
8 o'clock.
Congratulations, you too, Nichelle. I'm so proud of what you have done, and I'm so excited to see this.
And we're going to leave you tonight with another fun new series. Patrick's Star Show premieres tomorrow on Nickelodeon, just before another new show.
Happening now.
Anyone traveling to San Antonio has the opportunity to get vaccinated. Coming up, why the city is pushing for everyone to get the shot.
The Texas legislature all set to take up new voting laws in the special session. What Democrats say they're willing to do to combat what they call more restrictive laws here in Texas and across the country.
Your Friday is going to feel pretty rainy at times. I'll have your forecast and flooding potential coming up in just a bit. The news at 5 starts right now.
And first at 5, vaccines have become so widely and easily accessible in our community. It's even becoming more available to travelers.
Yeah, Metro Health says the pop-up clinic at the airport is very successful and it's helping keep the community safe.
With more people traveling, Tiffany Huertas takes a look at how the city is pushing to vaccinate everyone who comes to San Antonio.
We don't ask for the citizenship status or legal status or residency status.
Dr. Anita Kurian, Assistant Director of Metro Health's Communicable Disease Division, says anyone traveling through San Antonio has the opportunity to get vaccinated.
We know unvaccinated travelers are at increased risk for exposure to SARS-CoV-2 virus, which is a virus that causes COVID-19.
Yesterday was the 6th pop-up clinic at San Antonio International Airport, with another one scheduled for Friday.
We've held 6 events, and on an average, we are seeing about 100 individuals being vaccinated at these events, which is far more than what we are seeing at the pop-up clinics out in the community.
This weekend, top Mexican soccer teams will be playing in the Alamo Dome, and that means people traveling from out of town for the big games will have the opportunity to get vaccinated.
We want to ensure that everybody visiting our community or living in our community is vaccinated.
Dr. Kurian says there are concerns surrounding the Delta variant, so it is important to reach everyone.
Especially because it is known to spread more easily and quickly than other variants.
On the city's website, it shows the different dates and times the COVID-19 pop-up clinics will take place, including the ones at the airport. For a link, visit KSAT.com. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
We have an update in the case of 2 missing children that we first told you about earlier today. San Antonio police say those children have now been found. 10-year-old Angel Dancy and 6-year-old Devin Dancy were both reported missing around noontime today. Details of these disappearances were not known, but police do say they're now with family members.
Another update now on a fatal standoff from earlier this week. A man fatally shot in an exchange of gunfire with San Antonio police officers has now been identified as 28-year-old Eduardo Amezquita. He died Monday after he fired shots at a KSAT news crew at the scene of a house fire over on the west side. After those initial shots were fired, Amezquita rode a bike to another home on Noria Street and then barricaded himself inside. SAPD says at some point Amezquita made his way into a shed. He then fired shots at officers through a screen door, and that's when the 5 officers returned fire, killing him. All 5 officers are currently on administrative duty pending an investigation.
A man is facing charges more than 2 months after he shot a man at a Northwest Side gas station. 26-year-old Ray Lee Aguilar now charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. It happened back on April 28th at the Circle K on Huebner Road near Babcock. San Antonio police say Aguilar and 2 other people approached the victim while he was pumping gas, and Aguilar shot the victim in his leg. Police used surveillance video to identify him, and he was arrested today.
An SAPD officer who, according to an arrest affidavit, was found asleep behind the wheel of his vehicle, covered in his own vomit, has now been suspended by the department. That incident happened back in May. 24-year-old Demarius Holmes was charged with DWI with a blood alcohol level of over 0.15. The 3-year veteran is suspended without pay. That suspension took effect the day Holmes was arrested. His next court appearance is August 16th.
San Antonio police say it was very lucky that no one died here after an alleged drunk driver crashed on the northwest side overnight. It happened near an apartment complex on UTSA Boulevard, not too far from Babcock Road. Police say that the vehicle was speeding, it lost control, and then it plowed through a utility pole. Afterward, it scraped along a sidewalk, tearing up the landscaping and slamming into a fence at the end. The 2 people inside the vehicle were taken to the hospital. One man found his car damaged by all that flying debris from the crash, but he had bigger concerns.
That was my very first question that I asked whenever I came here, right? Yeah. Were the people safe? Were they all right? It's maybe because people don't see the little curbs in the middle of the street at night times, or they're intoxicated. Who knows?
Police say the driver will be facing charges once they're out of the hospital.
We are learning more information about the victims whose bodies have been found from the Surfside condo collapse that happened 2 weeks ago. As of now, at least 60 people have been found confirmed dead, with 80 others still unaccounted for. The age of the most recently recovered victims range in age from 83 to 4 years old. Officials say the search and rescue mission has now shifted to recovery due to exhausting all efforts to find survivors.
All right, taking a quick look at satellite and radar. We've got scattered rain out there just like yesterday. A lot of it is hugging the Gulf Coast a bit closer this afternoon, now starting to push a bit farther inland, closer to I-10 and in around San Antonio. Some lighter showers moving on through, but we've even got some of this rain working into portions of the hill country out west from Uvalde over to Eagle Pass. So everyone's going to get in on a chance of rain tonight into the day tomorrow here locally. Again, we're looking at some scattered rain moving into far southeastern Bexar County. Few counties have been added to the flash flood watch. This will be in place until 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. That does include San Antonio and Bexar County. Coming up in the full forecast, we'll talk more about how much rain you can expect over the next 24 hours and where we could see some flash flooding over the next day or so. That'll be along in just a bit.
Thanks so much, Katie. And with all that rain in the forecast, the potential for some rough conditions on the roads now growing.
Yeah, our Samuel King joins us now live. And Samuel, you spoke with an expert about how rain and floodwater impacts the roads.
Yeah, that's right, Tim and Ursula. High water can really loosen pavement, especially if water sits over an area for a long time. We definitely saw that this week in the Highway 90 frontage roads after the flooding. But it's also true in some other areas, especially those that have poor drainage. Coming up at 6, more on what makes those raining conditions so tricky for roads and why it's so important to address issues early. Just take a look at that. As for this evening's traffic in that area, you can see traffic flowing well. At least one of those frontage roads now open. The westbound still closed there. You can kind of see that. So they really haven't gotten around to getting all of that cleared up, but at least one of the frontage roads is open. Katie mentioned the rainy weather. We're seeing some rainy road conditions to the east. So like Seguin, Lavernia, if you're heading to the east, that's something to watch out for. Back here in town, we have some issues around downtown. Had a crash here, 35 at Pine. Also some issues on 281, and we can show you that on the Trans Guide here. Let me get that to the right one. There you go. This is 281 in Grayson. Also eyeing something on Nogalitos here. Let me flipping there on the fly. There we go. Some sort of road debris, maybe some spill there earlier on 90 at Nogalitos. So just watch out for that. And we'll keep an eye on things throughout the evening. Tim and Ursula.
Thanks so much, Samuel. Neighbors are going to be coming together in an hour. They're going to be discussing the top issues that they want tackled. It's part of our Bear Facts KSAT 12 San Antonio Report partnership, examining the issues most important to our residents. Jonathan Condo joins us now live from the Corazon Day Center with a preview. Jonathan.
That's right, Ursula. This is the first time community leaders get together to discuss some of the issues that are important to the areas they represent. Last year, the pandemic not allowing them to be able to meet in person. I spoke with DeMonte Alexander, who is the Director of Communications and the Director of Community Outreach, to discuss why they chose this location.
one of the top issues has been homelessness, right? And that's been either number one or in the top three of issues that people are saying are the most concerning in terms of this community. And so what we want to do is take that data and that information and have larger discussions about it.
In April, infrastructure, crime, and homelessness were the top three concerns amongst people who participated in the poll. Tonight's meeting will guide community members through what concerns they want addressed in the upcoming poll. Reporting live, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thanks, Jonathan. And don't forget about our preview of the trial of Otis McCain. He's accused in the fatal shooting of SAPD Detective Benjamin Marconi. That trial set to begin on Monday, but tonight our Eric Hernandez is going to recap what led up to the trial, and we'll be speaking with a legal analyst about what could happen in the courtroom. The live stream tonight at 7. You can watch it on KSAT.com or on the KSAT TV app, available any way you stream.
White House leaders are discussing future voting rights. Today, President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris met with civil rights leaders for those discussions. It comes as a growing number of restrictive voting laws hit roadblocks in Congress. ABC's Faith Abube has the latest.
Vice President Kamala Harris announcing Thursday the Democratic National Committee's plans to invest an additional $25 million in its I Will Vote initiative.
This campaign is grounded in the firm belief that everyone's vote matters.
According to the nonpartisan Brennan Center for Justice, since the 2020 elections, lawmakers in 17 mostly GOP-led states have already enacted 28 new laws that, at least in part, restrict voters' access to the polls. In Texas, a controversial effort to curb weekend and drive-through voting, among other things, failed in dramatic fashion in May. Democrats walking out, effectively killing the legislation. But Thursday, Texas lawmakers gavelled back in. Governor Greg Abbott forcing the 30-day special session to restart the process on what he calls election security. In the last week, more blows to Democrats. The U.S. Supreme Court upholding Arizona's new voting laws. Pressure building on President Biden to do more as Democrats struggle to move voting rights bills through Congress.
The president would love to sign a piece of voting rights legislation into law. He looks forward to doing that. But he also knows that there are a number of levers from the federal government that we should continue to use.
Thursday, the president strategizing in a private meeting with civil rights leaders and other administration officials. And as for that investment from the DNC, Harris says it'll go towards programs to help increase access to the ballot box. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Around the world, COVID-19 deaths now topping 4 million. Here in the U.S., hospitalizations are surging in multiple states with low vaccination rates linked to the highly contagious Delta variant. Hospitals in Missouri now seeing their highest COVID-19 infection since the pandemic even began. Only 7% of ICU beds are now available in the southwest region of that state. And overseas, an announcement from Tokyo officials at the upcoming Olympic Games will have no spectators in the stands. The city itself under a state of emergency due to rising COVID numbers.
Still ahead at 5, residents waking up to damage on the East Coast as Elsa continues its trek north. The injuries reported and what we can expect next from the storm.
Hurricane Elsa now weakening. It is a tropical storm, but it's still creating dangerous situations for residents in the Northeast.
Yeah, they are now bracing for what's to come as the storm is expected to strengthen in the mid-Atlantic. And today, East Coast residents are sifting through damage left behind in parts of Florida.
ABC's Rena Roy has the latest from there.
Elsa is making her way up the East Coast, threatening major cities from Washington to New York and Boston. Tropical storm warnings now issued for the Northeast after a trail of destruction was left behind in the South.
Utter chaos over here right now.
In Southeast Georgia, the storm creating a possible tornado at a Navy base. High winds flipping over RVs.
Debris everywhere. Trailers knocked over.
At least 10 people from the campsite were taken to the hospital. In Florida, another potential tornado. One person killed in Jacksonville after a tree fell onto his car.
Poor gentleman was just driving, probably heading home, and tree came down and hit his car.
I can't believe this really happened, and so fast, so much damage. It just looks so violent.
Winds whipping through the streets.
All of a sudden, I see my chairs pick up and start going to the right. And then all of a sudden, they went to the left. About 5 seconds later, then everything started going to the left. What they say, you always hear a train. I heard the train.
A tree crashing into an apartment building.
This power line right here came down and hit right on this fence and went ba-boom. And then that porch came down.
In South Carolina, fallen tree branches blocking a road, drivers getting caught in the heavy downpours.
As of now, Elsa is expected to hit New Jersey overnight with high winds, heavy rain, and possibly even flash flooding. It will then barrel through New York City in the early morning hours before heading to the New England area. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Looking outside with live cam, we've had a pretty quiet day, a little bit of rain in our area, but still raining in the Rockport area, I understand.
Oh my gosh, yes, they've gotten so much rain since about Tuesday down there, in some cases approaching a foot of rain, and they've got more rain on the way down near the coast. Also here locally, I do expect tomorrow to be a rainier day than what we experienced today, and we should have some scattered rain out there this evening. Here's your evening forecast. Muggy with scattered rain. It's not going to be a constant rain this evening, but we will have some showers start to pace on through. Skies will likely stay overcast, and that means we'll keep our temperatures in the low 80s, eventually into the upper 70s. Here's a look at the big picture. We've got some more widespread rain anywhere from east of Gonzales over to the Houston area. Temperatures in the 70s where there's been more of a consistent rain today. 84 is our air temperature at the airport. Places like Junction and Del Rio that have seen some more sun today, you are in the low to mid 90s. Of course, we've got this area of low pressure spinning down near Corpus, and again, that's going to start to toss us some showers. We do have a little shower here in far eastern Bexar County, working in from Guadalupe County. A couple of lightning strikes there right along 1604 south of I-10. So can't rule out you hearing a rumble of thunder tonight, but for the most part, we're just going to have some scattered rain pacing on through. A couple of spotty showers north of Highway 90 in Uvalde County, south of Lakey. Also a shower there north of Eagle Pass. But again, the more widespread rain is off closer to the Houston area. Lavaca County, Gonzales County, things are quiet right now. A couple of showers around, but the heavier rain is off to the east of Hallettsville for the time being. Plenty of rain still down near Victoria, and more flash flood warnings continue down near places like Rockport. And it's really not going to take much rain over the next 24 hours or so for more flash flood warnings to pop up closer to the coast. That's because since Tuesday, rainfall totals down near the Rockport Fulton area, near a foot of rain there, 12 inches, 10 inches off to the north, and just very high rainfall totals right along parts of the Texas Gulf Coast. So flash flood watch is still in effect from Corpus, essentially through Port Lavaca, all the way up to Bay City in the Houston area, and then farther east as well. This is new this afternoon for Atascosa, Bexar County, Guadalupe County, Wilson County. Those have been added to this flash flood watch that will be in place until tomorrow evening. A flash flood watch means flash flooding is possible, so we'll have to watch for some areas of heavy rain that could lead to flash flooding over the next 26 hours or so. The big picture, we've got this area of surface low pressure that is spinning right near Corpus Christi. There's a lot of rain here, especially off to the east and northeast of the center. This has got a lot of cloud cover as well, and this is going to start to move a little bit farther to the west tonight and during the day tomorrow. So the center of this low will take a jog off to the north and to the west. Basically, as that happens, that's going to continue to bring the rain a bit closer to San Antonio and I-35 tomorrow. So basically, with the movement of this low, it's finally starting to move a bit, but that is going to keep our rain chances around through Friday. So for the next 48 hours, here's your potential rainfall, but I will say most of this is going to fall in the next 24 hours. Highest totals between San Antonio and Houston, just off to the east of Lavaca County, maybe even in portions of Lavaca County, 5+ inches of rain, and then those totals will fall off as you come west. Places like Gonzales, 2 inches of rain here in San Antonio, 1 to 2 inches of rain possible over the next 24 hours. I'll go ahead and show you here in Futurecast how this scattered rain will start to become a bit more persistent overnight through early tomorrow morning. Heaviest bands of rain will set up off closer to the Houston area through early tomorrow and through portions of the day on Friday. Again, for most of us, we're just looking at off and on scattered rain through the day tomorrow. I can't rule out some pockets of heavier rain and also some rumbles of thunder at times, but really what we'll be watching for tomorrow are those pockets of heavy rain that could lead to some isolated flash flooding issues. We'll be here to keep an eye on it for you, but plan on a pretty rainy Friday. Things do improve as we get into the weekend. We'll drop those rain chances off just a bit and heat things up. Highs will jump back into the low 90s, guys.
All right, Katie, thank you.
All right, Greg, Coach Pop getting ready to coach the U.S. men's basketball team.
And he understands the responsibility that comes with that, and he also wants the best players he can possibly get to help him get to the gold medal. So what would he have done if KD had said no? And we're talking about Kevin Durant, who's clearly the best player on his roster right now, and there's an Olympic fan ban in place. What does that mean to Pop and the Team USA as well coming up? Spurs head coach Greg Popovich is fully aware of the responsibility he bears to bring home a 4th straight gold medal in Olympic basketball for the U.S. men's team, especially since this is his first year as a head coach of Team USA in Olympic competition. So he understands that his roster is extremely important in order to work towards that goal. Kevin Durant is the biggest star on that roster with an outstanding 39-0 record when it comes to the FIBA competition, with 2 Olympic gold medals from 2012 and 2016 games. But after recovering from an Achilles injury that knocked him out of at least 1 full season and then coming back to compete in a COVID compressed season that ended with a 7-game loss to the Bucks in the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs, who would have blamed KD if he decided to take the summer off? But he didn't. What does Pop have to say about that?
First of all, if he said no, I would have begged, cried, done anything I could to change his mind. That's pretty obvious. But what it says about him, number one, is that he loves the game. He really loves to play basketball. He loves to win. He loves the camaraderie. He wants to be part of this all the time, as we all know. And that's his motivation. You know, at the core, that's what he loves to do. And luckily for all of us, that's who he is. So it's a testament to his character and just desire to be part of a team and have a challenge and seek the success.
Now, when Pop and Team USA face France for the first game of the Summer Olympics on July 25th, they will do so in an empty stadium. That's because today, the International Olympic Committee and Japanese organizers announced that all fans will be banned from all events after issuing a state of emergency. That's because of a surge in COVID cases over the last 2 months. International fans had already been banned, but there was hope local fans could attend events with capacity restrictions, but not anymore. The delayed 2020 Olympics are now a made-for-TV event only. Same for Patty Mills, who becomes the first Indigenous man to become the flag bearer for Australia at the COVID-delayed 2020 Olympics. When the Spurs guard walks in representing his country during the opening ceremonies, he will do so before an empty stadium other than his teammates and fellow competitors following today's fan ban. Patty is a free agent this summer for the Spurs, but has done so much off the court, including supporting San Antonio businesses during the COVID crisis and his country's own Indigenous people. Billions and billions of dollars have been spent building these facilities, these stadiums, these venues, and now nobody can go.
Such a shame.
It is.
Wow. Thanks, Greg.
We'll be right back.
All right, we've got a little thunder shower between St. Hedwig and China Grove. This is moving west, so it will be approaching Loop 410 here probably within the next 10 minutes or so. One lone lightning strike, but mainly some moderate rainfall. Tomorrow looks to be a pretty rainy day with the high again only in the low to mid 80s. Guys.
Thanks, Katie, and thank you for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News is next. We'll see you back here at 6.